channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, anime, TV shows, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. And today we're going to be talking about everything that's been happening with Naomi Osaka, as well as delving into how the media's perception of Naomi has changed from 2018 to today. Earlier last week, Naomi had released a statement stating that for this year's French Open, she would not be doing interviews. She stated that for her mental health, doing these interviews were not good for her, and that she really just wanted to take time for herself and protect her peace. That sitting there under all those lights in front of all those people is very draining and taxing, being asked the same monotonous questions over and over again, or being asked what does it feel like to lose, especially when you lose, your loss being thrown back in your face like you didn't just 15-20 minutes ago just lose, like you were experiencing it, and now you have to sit here and have people ask you how does it feel to be a loser. I 100% get why Naomi does not want to do this. This is very draining and very taxing. She also implored that like other athletes also do this for their own mental health, which I think is right. I feel like why subject yourself to this? 'Cause especially I've seen the media around sports like tennis, sports that are usually white dominated, their interviewers and their fans are very vicious to non-white competitors. So I completely understand not wanting to be in that toxic environment longer than you have to. You just want to play because what you're here for. You're here to play tennis. You love tennis. And you want to play, win or lose, and you want to go home. And doing the interviews and being subjected to these poking and prodding can be very draining. With choosing to opt out of doing the interviews, it does come with a fine. Naomi was fined $15,000, I believe, for not doing the interviews, and Naomi really didn't care. She was like, I got it. I got the 15,000. It's really not a big of a deal. She really just wanted to get in, play, and get out. And for some reason, her decision to not do interviews have riled up the masses when she stated in her original statement that for her mental health, doing these interviews are not good for her. And no one seemed to care. They was like, and we want to hear you talk. Until she wants to talk about things she actually cares about, then it's shut up and play tennis. Like, that's what y'all do with athletes. When athletes actually want to speak about things and actually want to give their opinions, you tell them to shut up and play their sports, and then force them when they don't want to speak. It's very interesting how y'all do that. On Monday, May 31st, Naomi had released another statement stating that she will be backing out of the French Open. Naomi states, "Hey everyone, this isn't a situation I ever imagined or intended when I posted a few days ago. I think now the best thing for the tournament, the other players, and my well-being is to withdraw so that everyone can get back to focusing on the tennis going on in Paris. I never wanted to be a distraction, and I accept that my timing was not ideal and my message could have been clearer. More importantly, I would never trivialize mental health or use the term lightly. The truth is that I have suffered long bouts of depression since the US Open in 2018. That's when she went against Serena Williams. And I have had a really hard time coping with that. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm introverted, and anyone that has seen me at tournaments will notice that I'm often wearing headphones so that I would dull my social anxiety. Though the tennis press has always been kind to me, I want to apologize to all the cool journalists I may have hurt. I am not a natural public speaker and get huge waves of anxiety before I speak to the world media. I really get nervous and find it stressful to always try to engage and give you the best answers I can." Naomi continues, "So here in Paris, I was already feeling vulnerable and anxious, so I thought it would be better to exercise my self-care and skip the press conference. I announced it preemptively because I do feel like some of the rules are quite outdated in parts, and I wanted to highlight that, which they are." She states that she had already written to the tournament privately, apologizing for everything, and that they can continue to work together after the slams, and that she wants to, after she takes her break, kind of come back and talk about how they can make things better for not just the athletes, but for the interviewers and fans as well. And this very well-worded statement started an entire mess on social media. You had the white people, because it's always white people, who were saying that she has a job to do, and her job is not just playing tennis but talking to interviewers, which I would like to say no, it's not. She's an athlete. her job is to play her sport. The talking to the interviewers is an added thing that I feel like is very unnecessary. I feel like if there are athletes who don't want to speak to the public, or they're not good at like off the cuff like talking, they should not be forced to do that. Again, being forced to sit in front of a whole bunch of people being asked benign questions is nauseating. I don't appreciate people who are trivializing Naomi's mental health and saying like she has no reason to be like this, or just saying that it's not that big of a deal. And I hate when people do this, because mental health is not a big deal until someone dies. That's plain and simple. If you are still living or you have not harmed other people, then what you're going through is not that big of a deal. And people act like it's not, especially when it comes to like celebrities and athletes, because you have all this money, you have all this access, you should be happy. But again, money does not buy happiness. Depression does not go away because you have money. Can it give you access to mental health help? Yes. But again, therapists don't just magically make you better. Meds don't magically make you a better person. This is something you have to continuously work on and work towards. It's just like people do this with famous people so much. And again, it's not a big deal until someone is no longer with us. And I don't ever want to see it get to that point, especially with someone as talented as Naomi. She has a bright future ahead of her, and I'm so happy that as young as she is, she fully understands to put herself first when it's necessary. Why put yourself under undue stress? Well, you don't have to, because again, a lot of parts of tennis is very old school. It's one of those sports that is predominantly white, because it's a sport that involves access. There's sports like tennis, gymnastics, ballet, ice skating, sports like that. I know this is like a thought I've had before that I kept to myself, that like more physical sports, the ones where people can really get hurt and die, are very accessible to poor people. That is poor people's way of getting out of their bad situations, by playing football and things like that. More contact sports, more brutal sports, and then the more dainty sports, the more artsy sports, that is very much so not inclusive. It's for white people. It's very interesting how that is. It's by design, let's be fair. I was trying to be around the bush. It's by design. It's to keep black and brown people out of it. And now that Naomi has decided that she's not just going to shut up and play her sport, that she has thoughts and opinions, and she's going to state them, and she's going to protect herself, the media, for the most part, has kind of changed their tune when it comes to Naomi. There's a lot more people criticizing her. There's a lot more people, by people I mean white people, who seem to have much more unfavorable and unsavory things to say about Naomi. Now, to talk about this shift, we have to go back to 2018 at the last, US Open? Listen, I don't know. It's like tennis. Like, I don't know sports, period, but especially not tennis. It looks fun to like play, not to watch, but definitely looks fun to play. When she had beat Serena Williams. And the media, because they absolutely hate Serena Williams, because she keeps beating all the white girls and letting them know they ain't shit, the media absolutely hates Serena Williams. And for good reason, because she is that girl. She simply is. All of the accolades and all of the awards go to Serena Williams. But here comes this kind of up-and-coming new athlete. She beats Serena. And the media turns Naomi essentially into Serena's foil. She is smaller than Serena in stature and size. She is lighter than Serena, and as well as the fact that she is only half black. If you do not know, I'd assume you would know, but if you don't know, Naomi Osaka is half black, Haitian, and half Japanese. And she is everything that is the exact opposite of Serena Williams. Serena Williams tall. Is she tall? She has a tall presence. She is thick. She is dark skinned. She's a fully black woman, and versus Naomi, who is the exact opposite. And the media turned Serena Williams into this big bully. I think we all remember the little cartoon that had Serena like breaking her racket, and there is Naomi Osaka looking like a white woman, which I'm very confused because she's not even mixed with white. Like, she's black and Japanese. I don't understand why they paint her out to look like a white woman, but they did that. And we're just attacking Serena and trying to make Serena out to be this monster versus the media perception of Naomi, which I think is partly fueled by the fact that she is half Japanese and white people love to fetishize Asian people, that she was just this sweet, docile girl who follows the rules. It's the whole media behind Naomi is fetish in nature, fetishization in nature surrounding the behavior of Naomi and how the media views it. Again, it felt very like she's very subservient, she's very obedient, she listens. It was strange, very weird, very gross and nasty. But that's who Naomi was to them. She was this biracial girl, was like, she was black, but she wasn't too black. Like, she had curly hair but not like naps. She was not that dark skinned. She was everything to them that Serena Williams was not. She is much more palatable to them than Serena is, and they champion that. And now that Naomi has decided that she is going to speak for herself, they don't like that, because she's not the obedient girl they thought she was. And I don't think Naomi was ever actually obedient. She just had nothing to say, because she did not allow the media to kind of fuel this rivalry they were trying to create between Serena and Naomi. And I applaud them both for it, because they were trying so hard to make those two women hate each other, and it just simply wasn't going to happen. Naomi and Serena are far smarter than those people, and they peeped game, and they saw what was happening, and they did not let that ruin their beautiful friendship. And I love kind of like a big sister relationship Serena and Naomi have together, and I love that for black women. And I just really appreciate it, because they really wanted to turn these two against each other, and it ain't work. But I feel like because Naomi really didn't say much back then, because I wouldn't either, because it felt like anything she could have said at that point probably would have been like misconstrued. People would have been purposely obtuse. So I think the smartest thing for her to do was to just let people write their think pieces with no thoughts, let the articles fly by, and just be nice and cordial. But now that she has an opinion and she has thoughts, they don't like that. It does feel like the media and fans treat athletes like objects, so they're not real people, that because the things they do are part of our entertainment, that is what they are, entertainment, and not real people. And I feel like this is what's happening right now, because like even in like basketball, you have fans like spitting at athletes and like calling them, they always call them slurs, and throwing food at them. But especially recently, since being in the house, a lot of these sports fans have become even more unhinged and just feel like they can say and do whatever they want to these athletes, especially to the black ones. Black athletes have a horrible history in this country for being treated horribly, whether it is gross and disgusting conversations about their bodies, or it's just not caring about their mental health. Kyrie Irving looks fucking drained. He legit looks like he hates being here. And I feel so bad for him. Anytime I see an interview with him, like post game, he looks like he wants to swallow his own fist. Like, this is what you do to people. You take everything from them, because you don't view athletes as real people, especially not black and brown athletes. Because they do entertainment, that's what they are. You treat them like they're characters, and they're not real human beings with real emotions. And then when they express that they actually have thoughts and opinions, it's shut up and play. You just want people to sit and take the abuse, and that's not happening anymore. Especially with this new crop of black athletes. They're not taking this shit no more. Now, back to what happened at basketball. The fan that spit, sugar jump. I do not understand how y'all did not allow them to get beat the fuck up. And a Panasonic were spitting on people. in the middle of a perpendicular. Should not have left. He should not have been allowed to leave the stadium outside of a body bag. Because that is disgusting. Like, truly and honestly, that is gross. I really, really do. Like, even though I think I'm older than Naomi Osaka, I do look up to her because she decided that her piece came first. And she said, you know what? What's happening here, even though this is my job and I love it, this is not good for me. And I'm going to walk away. And I feel like we need to do that more often. We need to know to walk away from situations that are not good for us. No matter how much we love it, how much we like it, if it is hurting us mentally and physically, it has to stop. And I'm just, again, it just feels so good to see someone so young have so much agency over her own life and be like, I'm not doing this with y'all. Because she really told the French Open to kiss her ass. Like, this is how y'all feel? Cool. I'm gonna step away. And I applaud her for that, and I really hope her doing this can set a precedent, because these sports need to change. Athletes should not be looking the way they look, so haggard. Like, people be like under 30 looking 40, like 40 years of stress on their bodies. That's not okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just really want to talk about this because I think it's very important to see people taking breaks for their mental health and walking away from situations that are not good for them, whether it's mentally or physically. And I really enjoy the fact that, like, Naomi is putting herself first, regardless of the media, because the tennis community is toxic. A lot of angry white people. It's not a good place for black and brown people. And she was like, it's my ass. I come first. My mental health come first. And I love that for her. And I really hope that inspires other people to just take time when they need it and don't push themselves when they don't have to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social medias. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.